Hey, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to Life Mastery Decoded for women and women entrepreneurs, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, and relationships with mind mastery and meditation tools and techniques so that you can live the life that you're proud of. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope to find you doing high value activities to reach your desires. If you are not doing high value activities, then it is my intention in this episode to give you one nugget of inspiration towards not only finding those high value activities, but doing them. So let's talk about reaching your desires. That's kind of always what we're talking about, isn't it? Because we're always wanting to do something. We're always seeking expansion. Well, I am like forcing expansion. I am like the baby chick in the egg that doesn't want to be in the egg. And it is really, really a good idea to assess for one day the things that you fill your day with. Now, every single activity you do, from dishes to watching TV to reading a book to exercising, every single thing you do in a 24-hour period has a value, like a math problem. How much, let's say, what is the number delegated, the value number delegated to that thing, that activity. Okay, so if I'm trying to lose weight, if I'm sitting on the couch and that's my goal, what value would I place on sitting on the couch to reach that goal? Probably a 0, because it's not going to help me reach my goal. Unless I just worked out. But if I didn't just work out, okay, so now what value would I put on riding my bike? Now it depends. Am I riding my bike and I'm doing a vigorous workout where my body will adapt to that workout and thus I will lose weight and gain strength? Or am I just like easy going? If I'm just tooling around easy going, I might give it a 5 or a 6, maybe a 6. If I am in a spin class or I'm doing some hills or I'm doing some interval training, I might give it a 10. I am more likely to reach my goals if I am performing activities that have a higher value on that activity. Does that make sense? So I don't know that I have to give you many more examples. This is a really smart group. If I'm reading a book and I'm trying to develop myself as a partner in a relationship, and I'm reading a comic book, the value is probably 0 again, isn't it? Now, if I'm reading a relationship book, or the 5 basic needs, or the 5 love languages, or any of those books, something to improve my relationship, what value is that? That's a 10. So now what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have a goal out there, is place the goal on the top of the sheet of paper. The goal's at the top of the sheet of paper. You start writing from the bottom up. Now, I don't know why I like this, but I like the energy of it versus writing from the top of the page down towards the goal. But it's your activity. You can do anything you want. I like writing up. So I put the goal at the top of the paper. And let's say it's to lose 20 pounds, which is one of my goals. And let's say that losing 20 pounds, I want to do that in 3 months. So I'm going to write, lose 20 pounds by April 30th. If that's 3 months from now, it's 2 months from now, whatever. May 30th. Okay, 3 months. Then I'm going to divide the sheet into 3 columns. I'm going to put 2 straight lines down the middle, down the middle part of the paper. Now, as you kind of step back, instead of seeing it as 3 columns, I want you to see it as a road. The middle column are your 6 to 10 valued activities. The outside of the columns are your 0 to 5s. Your 0 to 5s are activities that either you're not going to do or you're going to delegate them to somebody else. Okay, for instance, let's say right now I think I have like 61 or 62 episodes in my podcast. And remember, and keep in mind, my goal is to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. What I'm going to do is in a 24-hour period, on a separate sheet of paper, I am going to make a list of all of the activities that I do throughout the day. I do the dishes, I take the dogs outside, and of course all my hygiene stuff, I'm going to continue doing that because the better I feel, the better performance I'm going to feel. I walk on the treadmill, I go get the mail, what else do I do? So I'm going to write all of those activities down, everything. The personal activities, you don't have to write down because you can't delegate for someone else to take a shower for you. That is just part of you taking care of you, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, now, once I've got that list made, I'm now going to go back over the list and I'm going to place a value next to the list that is going to help me reach my goal. So based on reaching my goal. If I check on my tablet games, or I watch a little TV, or I take the dogs outside for recess, all of these things are on my list. I'm going to put a 0 to a 10 next to those items based on them being able to help me reach my goal. If it doesn't reach my goal, put a 0. If it really helps me reach my goal, put a 10, and then anything in between. Then on the 3-column sheet that has your goal at the top of the sheet, you're going to take your list and put everything that is a 0 to 5 on the outside columns, the first column and the third column. Save some room to write next to it. So if it's not walking the dogs could help me get my goals, and it helps them too. So that could be a 6. Now it is a little bit squirrely walking the two of them. They're very sniffy. They got to pee on everything. They got to look at everything. They got to bark at stuff. So it's not as a vigorous walk if I were to go by myself. But I would give it a low value, but I would say it would still help me reach my goal. So I would give it a 6. That would go in the middle of my column, a 6. Walk the dogs, okay? Checking on my game is probably a 0, and it's going to go in column 1 or column 3 with some space next to it. Now, I'm going to talk about, like right now, I do all my business stuff. So I'm uploading all of my podcasts onto the YouTube channel. I don't have to convert them, which is freaking awesome, because I thought I would have had to convert them, which is 3 different stages of processing, which makes me crazy. But I have to find an image. I have to upload the video onto my desktop, and then I have to upload it into Movie Maker, and I have to attach the image to it. And then I have to save it, which is a processing time, and then I have to upload it onto YouTube. Sounds like a lot of steps. It's really very simple compared to other things I have done when either I'm taking the audio or taking the video, whatever. But it's still something that has to be done. So does that help me reach my 20 pounds in 3 months? No. That's going to go in one of the outside columns with some space next to it. And it's going to be a 0 because it's going to help me reach my business. It would be a 10 in reaching that goal, in building my business and gaining more traffic and getting more followers, but it is not going to help me reach my weight loss goal. It's a 0, okay? Any of the things that have to do with my business are 0s as it relates to me reaching my weight loss goal. In this case, in my scenario, in your scenario, it might be different. So just assess it. Okay, so it's a 0, goes on the outside. Creating my course goes on the outside. Mowing the lawn. Well, that's probably, it's kind of a health goal, but it's probably a low value health goal. And I don't do it every day, but I did do it this day, which I didn't because it's 19 degrees outside and we have a foot of snow, but let's pretend. Anyway, so then now I'm adding all of these items to my 3 columns. I have all of the outside columns with 0 to 5, and I have the inside column 6 to 10. Hopefully you have several items, several activities that are in the center column. I would say if in a given day you have at least 10 of those activities in your center column, you are more likely to reach your goal. Now, that's also assuming that you are doing those activities on a regular basis. Those activities are producing results, and they are assigned that value correctly. Because if I say checking on my weight loss app, but I'm not doing any activity, I'm just checking on the app, and I'm maybe finding some friends, and I do that for a half an hour, that's really a 0. or it's a very low value. Do you have to do it? Yeah, maybe if it motivates you, but it's really not a 10. Does that sort of make sense? I'm still sitting here. If I was walking on the treadmill and doing that, but setting it up, of course, but if I'm just kind of in there and I'm kind of farting around and I'm just changing the theme and I'm changing my weight and I'm kind of finding some friends, I mean, you have to be honest here. If that is something that motivates you and now you're like, I got some friends and off we go, then maybe I would give it a higher number. But if it doesn't, if you're really just, no, I'm really just kind of farting around, you know. Like I tell Cameron, he wants to learn how to make money and he's 12 years old. He's trying to start a business and he's trying to figure out how to make money. And he was in his room forever and a day and he was on his school computer and he was on YouTube and he's like, and he comes out and I said, did you find some stuff? And he goes, yeah. And I said, man, you were in there a really long time. I said, were you in there researching that whole time? And he's like, no, I was, watching some videos, some music videos. And I'm like, okay. How much research did you actually do? And he was in his room for like 3 hours. And I would say 15 minutes was research. So most of what he did in there was low level. Make sense? So if you have, I would say anywhere from 7 to 10 items in your center column, you are going to be well on your way. Again, if they are assigned the correct number and you are doing them on a regular basis and getting results, then I would say that is, you're well on your way. Okay, so now what do you do? Here's what you do now. Now what you can do when you're looking at column 1 and column 3, the 0 to 5s, is you can make a decision. And this is going to be probably the most empowering thing that you do. Is if you left some space next to them, which I asked you to, so hopefully you did, is you can do one of two things. Now, there might be some more ideas, but these are the first that come to mind. You can do one of two things. If that task has to get done, because it's cleaning the house or, I don't know, it's doing something that is of other value to you, like your business, okay? So I have a business that I'm building. The things that I'm doing in my business have to get done. Now, the question is, does it have to get done by me? Could I delegate that thing? Here's another example, dishes. Now, we have to do dishes 500 times a day. Now, I don't know why I don't have a dishwasher, but when I podcast about the new house, we will have a dishwasher and you won't hear me complain about dishes anymore. And I don't mind doing dishes. I just don't like doing dishes 100 times a day. Anyway, doing dishes is not going to help me lose my 20 pounds in 3 months. So that's a 0. It goes on my other column. Now, could I delegate that thing? Or could I delegate a time specifically for chores? But puts me in the driver's seat. I don't know about you, but if I do not set my intention for the day of the things I'm going to work on and the things I'm going to accomplish, I react to my environment all day long. And then all I perpetuate is I didn't have time to get my stuff done. I look around the house and I have to do dishes. I look around the house and I vacuum. I got to take the dogs out. I have to shovel the driveway. I have to go get the mail. I have to paint the house and shingle the roof. I mean, I just come up with all these things. Then it becomes 4 o'clock and I'm like, dang it, I ran out of time. Now, I don't know about you, but that has been a perpetuating factor in my life in growing my business. Why it's taken me 10 years is beyond me. And it's actually not a surprise. So this tool works really well in putting you in the driver's seat to achieving the things that you want to achieve. If you really want to lose 30 pounds in 3 months, it is doable. You can do it. And I know you can. I've seen it happen. I've helped women do that in my boot camp. I've seen people do it. I've had friends who have done it. You can do it too. What would 30 pounds mean to you? This is a tool that you can use that creates such massive results. Such massive results. And it's so great because it puts you in the driver's seat, which just makes you in alignment with your goal. It gets you motivated. It gets you the tasks that you need. And now you just have to kind of do the to-do list. So you look at those items that are 0 to 5 and you either delegate a specific time for them if it has to be done by you, or you delegate it to somebody else, or You don't do it at all. Now, if it can not be done, I'm thinking of like chores and stuff. I mean, there's probably a whole list of things. Do I have to put my podcasts into YouTube videos? I don't have to, but would it be beneficial that there's people out there that really like to consume information on YouTube versus on a podcast platform? Probably. Could they be my client? Yes, likely. So how about I give back to them and say, this is what I'm going to do. But could I delegate this to somebody else? Yes. Could I hire it out? Could I, I don't know, trade it, trade some services with somebody and have somebody else do that thing? Yes, I could do all those things. Or could I just delegate a few minutes a day to do this task? Make sense? And then if I don't have the 7 to 10 items in my center road there, if I don't, then I need to do a little bit more research and find out what other things can I put into my day that are going to help me reach my goal. Because I'm realizing now I understand why I'm not reaching my goal, because I have a whole bunch of 0 to 5s that I do all day long. And none of them are going to help me reach my goal. They're 0 to 5s. And if I delegate all of that, or I decide I'm not going to do all of that, or I decide that I'm going to delegate a certain amount of time to that instead of working without the ceiling cap, because when I work, I get Brandon and Cameron off to school and I start my work day then. And I sometimes I go and work out and then I have breakfast and I start my work day and I work through and through and through and through and through until they pull in the driveway for dinner. And sometimes that's like 6:30. Today's a shorter day. Everyone's going to be home by 3:30. 4 o'clock or so. And tomorrow they have a half a day. So, but I have to plan, right? But if I don't have 7 to 10 items, now I have to think, what else can I fit in my day that is going to help me achieve my goal? Well, I have an entire gym downstairs. Okay, so I'm going to go get Cameron to school. I get Brandon off on the bus. I take Cameron to school. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to work out for an hour. I'm going to walk on the treadmill. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to do a video, whatever the thing is. I'm going to work out for an hour. Then that's a 10, right? That's going to help me reach my goals. That's a 10. So that goes to my center column. The second one is I'm going to drink 8 ounces. I'm going to drink 8-ounce glasses of water per day. That's a 10. That's going to help me reach my goals. I'm going to stop drinking pop. That's a 10. Even if it's a stop doing something, it's still an activity. So every single day I have to say no to any alcohol or any caffeinated drink that is not going to get me what I want. I'm going to stop eating simple carbs like white flour, enriched, bleached flour stuff, bread, tortillas, chips, stuff like that. Okay. I'm going to eat more fruits and vegetables. All of those things are going to do it. I'm going to walk the dogs. I'm going to, I don't know what else. Okay. I'm going to do a yoga video, whatever else you need to put on the task. I need to fill up that center road there because that's the road that leads to your goal. Does that make sense? Now that you're looking at these 3 columns, that center part, that's the road that leads to your goal. The ones on the outside, don't. Delegate them to somebody else. I'm going to leave the dishes for Cameron to do when he gets home. I'm going to leave the shoveling for Cameron when he gets home. I'm going to leave the garbage for Brandon to take out when he gets home. Okay? Because if I do it, even though it's only going to take me a couple minutes to do it, it's still a couple minutes that I'm not doing working on my goal. Make sense? Okay. So what I'm going to do and what I want to tell you is, in case you could not visualize what I was just talking about, over in our Life Mastery Decoded group page where I can put units in there, I think they're called guides now, is go over to the Life Mastery Decoded page, click up on guides, and find this. And this is going to be the same title as this podcast, which is UpLevel Your Day. Okay? Then I'm going to walk you through it. I'll even put a PDF in there for you to download so you have this worksheet to use and help you to uplevel your day and help you to reach your goals. How does that sound? Go over to Life Mastery Decoded, the group page, not the page, not the business page, but the group page. Sign in, log in. I think I have some member questions there. And then go up to guides, and down in guides, you will find it. You can search in there too. And it will say UpLevel Your Day worksheet or training video, UpLevel Your Day training video. That's what I'm going to call it. I'll even write it down right now so I know. to put that in there along. So it'll be a training video to walk you through the worksheet, as well as a PDF to upload and start working on up-leveling your day. I can't wait to see you. Have a great one. If you like this episode, please tell your friends and join our Facebook communities. Life Mastery Decoded is the personal development group where we get together to discuss episodes, content, and share our struggles and successes. If you are more focused on business, then this group will be your cup of tea, the Wealthy Woman Entrepreneur Networking Group. I created a true networking environment to share our business products, services, as well as talk about marketing and support one another. I look forward to hanging out with you.